Hi, welcome to Sugar Free. This is the daily reading for Wednesday, the 29th of May, 2019. Hope you're well wherever you are. I'm going to be very English now and talk about the weather. It's drizzling outside and it's quite fresh, but that's good. That's good. We've had a lack of rain, so we need it. And I'll tell you what, when the sun comes out again, whoa, my gosh, everything is just gonna burst into a gentle frenzy of greenness. How wonderful. And it will come. It will come. Right, I'll just give it one more. 3 card major arcana reading, possibly with some clarifiers, then one from the swords, one from the wands, one from the pentacles, and one from the cups. So, right, oh, blimey. All a little bit messy this morning. Right, there we go. Okay, let's see what we get. The world. Woohoo! Well, whatever is coming next is a kind of global feeling to it. Temperance and the Hermit. Wow. Okay. Interesting. Three upright cards, 2 really beautiful ones, and one about going within. And when I get a really good card like Temperance in the upright sitting in the middle of the reading, I have to ask myself, what is it doing there? What is it telling us? Because this is the card that really tells us what's going on in the reading. This is the card that pivots the reading from where we ostensibly find ourselves and where we really are. Okay. What I'm seeing here today is a feeling of inner peace, basically. Inner peace. And I mean, the reason I'm struggling here and hesitating is because the middle card is always the problem card. The card that blocks our vision, the wall, or the wall that has to be scaled, or the bridge that has to be crossed, or the knot that has to be untied, or the deck that has to be cleared before we can get to this. But I'm really struggling to see this as in any way, shape or form negative, something that has to be cleared and dealt with and got out of the way, because this is beautiful. You know, the Temperance card is when we have been through quite a lot of struggle, self-created and otherwise, and we've come to this point of transformation. Because what I'm seeing today is that what is going between these 2 jugs is not simply water from one into the other, water from that one back into the other. There's alchemy going on here today. And the alchemy is about moving from a very open, which is good, you know, very, very open, global, I would say possibly a little bit exposed energy into a place of inner wisdom. And I'm seeing this in one cup being poured and transformed in this magical process into this. I cannot see anything negative on the table here. Okay, I'm going to get some clarification. Okay, the one that I'm most interested in, as usual, is this one. Okay, the moon in the upright. So there's something to be dredged up. There's something inside that we might not be particularly aware of, but that is exerting an influence. And when things that we're unaware of exert an influence, it makes us vulnerable, and that's what I was seeing here. I said exposed, vulnerable. I think deep down, when there's something that we're not aware of that is exerting an influence on us, and it is something in the self, this is not something from outside, and I can see that also because of the self-contained nature of this alchemical process here. You know, there's nothing, we don't see here in the Temperance card a body of water that this liquid flows away into, or a body of water that this liquid comes from. It's self-contained. So this is something within the self. This is not something to do with primarily in its origin to do with something from the outside. But perhaps there's something from the outside that is causing or has caused a response in us that we have then buried. There's something to be faced today. And in a sense, what we have to do is, I'm seeing some beautiful symmetry in the numbers as well. Because we're coming in with card number 21, we're moving back 7 to card number 14. Clarified by card number 18, we're moving back 9 to card number 9, the Hermit. It's beautifully balanced. It is about moving from the outer vision to the inner vision. And what I was going to say is, when there's something that is sort of exerting a ostensibly mysterious influence on us, deep down, and sometimes even on the surface, and so on the surface that we just kind of don't really see it. It's like, for example, if you're looking into a pool or a pond to see what's down in there, you know, maybe you're looking for tadpoles or snails or fish or something in the pond. Excuse me, I just need to blow my nose. In looking down into the body of water, sometimes we don't see what is floating on the surface. And that's the play between these two jugs I'm getting today. We've got surface, we've got down in the depths. Excuse me. We can see it. We can see it, but it's kind of, at the moment, perhaps too obvious for us to be able to see it. It's that thing of it being absolutely in front of you at the end of your nose, and we just keep looking past it. And we have to change the focus. There's a changing of focus today from the long sight to the short sight, from the global to the individual. And the process at work is the alchemical process of shifting the sense of who we are in the wider world into who we are in our own right, in our own inner vision, illuminated by our own light and supported by our own staff. I'm going to get one more on the Hermit here. Wow. Justice in the upright. Balance. Look. Look at this. Staff in the hand, in one hand, lamp in the other. Sword in one hand, scales in the other. This one is looking out at us. This one is looking down at what is held in the hand. So this really is the play between ourselves in the world and ourselves in ourselves. Okay, this is about the shift of focus from what's out there to what's in here. Do, 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 do. Right, before we move on, I think I'm going to go for another one on here because yeah, how do we deal with the influence on us from the outside? For example, if someone kicks you in the shins, it really, really hurts. And they did that. But the pain is in us. The pain is ours to deal with. The pain is ours to feel. You know, the cause of the pain is a combination of the actions of another over which we have zero control and our own nervous system. Oh, this is about the influence of the outside and the vision of what's outside and the vision of what's inside, and issues of justice or lack thereof around that. There's something to be worked out today. I'm going for another one on this. Okay, we get the star in the reverse. Okay, what I'm seeing here is that if we continue to look outside of ourselves for the explanation of what is inside ourselves, the fluid that is in the Angel of Temperance contained within these two jugs in this physics-defying alchemical process gets poured away and wasted. Okay. Shift your vision from what is outside to what is inside. And also, I just want to point out we are moving again, another very clear step backwards from the moon to the star, card number 18, card number 17. So bring your focus in today. Shift it from the body of water to the twigs, leaves and bubbles floating on the surface of the water, to what is right in front of you. Right, let's get one from the swords. Okay, we've got the 10 of Swords. This can be an ending of something, an ending of a painful thing. And this is again about how what is outside of us affects us internally, because there's no way he did that to himself. That came from the outside, but there's an ending of this. If we are able to take responsibility and own what is inside of us, own our own pain and deal with it. The person who kicks us in the shins has their own issues to deal with. Our job is to bear the pain and get back to a place of no pain as quickly as possible, and that is in our own body and in our own control. Okay, Queen of Wands. Well, whatever, we had Queen of Wands yesterday, didn't we? Whatever efforts are made in this direction today will be effective. They will pay off. And I'm seeing a real similarity today between the Queen of Wands and the Justice card. There's something very similar about the, even though they're from a different pack. Ooh, where am I going? There's something very similar in their demeanour. They're both looking in the same direction. And the Queen of Wands here, with her wand in her right hand, as the Angel of Justice has the Sword of Justice in her right hand. We have the scales here, and we have this beautiful sunflower here. Now, what this is telling me, this is speaking to me about the movement of vision and the following of the light and the bringing of the light from the outside to the inside in the instance of this reading, because the sunflower changes its orientation throughout the day to follow the sun. So there's a following of the light here today, and it's effective. It is effective. Bring your vision in. What is happening inside you? Never mind who is responsible for it. Never mind that. That's a separate issue, and in many respects beyond our control. The actions of others, stabbed in the back, are beyond our control. What is within our control is how we react. Okay, so yeah, clearly this is about the interplay of self and other. We have here the Three of Pentacles, which is all about the matter of collaboration and working out who is responsible for what, and who is kind of destined to be responsible for what, because we have three figures here. We have the stonemason, the monk, and the merchant. The merchant has put the funds in. The monk is directing the work. The stonemason is effecting and executing the work. What would happen? Would this get done if they were to swap places, these three figures here? Who is responsible for what? In the matter of our lives in the wider world, and the inner vision, the inner light. Shifting the focus within and owning what we find there. Those we blame own us. And that is the message I'm getting from the star in reverse today. As I say, it gets poured away, it gets wasted, this wonderful fluid. Here we have so much we can afford to pour it away. Here it is wasted, and it's leaking out of those jugs, out of those vessels in the Temperance card. Those we blame own us. And they don't even know it, and they don't care. Wow. 10 of Cups. Okay. Well, look, there's a lot to be gained from this process today. It's really useful to be able to shift your vision quickly from what is on the periphery and far away to what is right close up in front of us. It's really, really useful, and there are huge rewards to be gained from that. I'm getting a message here about what's at the end of the rainbow. The answer is nothing. I know, I checked. There's nothing at the end of the rainbow. All there is in the rainbow is the sheer joy of witnessing it. Okay, there are no answers on the table to anything today. It's a process of, as I keep saying, shifting the vision from what's outside to what's inside. And when we have a very, very kind of global vision of what's outside us, everything can seem very far away and very small. When we bring it in and we're right up close to it and we can smell it, that's when we really, really know what we're dealing with. And to take ownership of your own reactions to what comes from the outside, 10 of Swords, basically removes all the power from that which is beyond your control. Right, I'm going to leave it there. Thank you so much for watching. Please like, please share, please subscribe, and I'll see you again soon. Cheers, bye-bye.